Well, how you doing, folks? Good to see you. I haven't eaten in 3 days because I don't have any hands. The lions bit off my hands. Let me stop. How y'all doing, man? It's your boy Mambo. Welcome to the Big Dog Command Room. And this is week 2 reflections, you know what I'm saying? Thoughts and stuff. First off, I do want to apologize for my last video. I was really I'm a real competitive guy when it comes to sports, especially when it comes to this team. I've grown up watching this team for so long. I remember the glory days when we had LeBron Landry and all Sean Springs and Chris Cooley and Clinton Portis and all those good old times. Thought they would last forever. And we would go to the playoffs sporadically, more times, But those days have come and gone. But still, I'm still just as passionate. But that doesn't excuse me, cussing and whatnot. But hey, that's how I felt at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to filter that. Just try to be smarter and wiser, and use my words better. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Week 2, man. I did have a right to be mad, and a lot of fans, whether you're a content creator, just a casual fan, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If you was betting on this game, you definitely would be mad. You know what I'm saying? Even though we were underdogs, but still, it's pathetic, like the first half. Listening to other commentators and stuff like that, their reactions and whatnot, I thought I was tripping, when I was saying that Jack Del Rio didn't call a bad game. I don't feel like he called an excellent game, but at the same time, the defense held up when it was supposed to. Not when it was supposed to, I'm sorry. It was holding up in the beginning, and it was the roles reversed in the second half. The defense was holding it down and the offense couldn't do nothing. And then in the second half, the offense was holding it down and the defense couldn't do nothing. And looking at Louis T, looking at Sway Run 21, some of his film breakdown, and Louis T just commentating, and it's the defensive schemes are good, or the concept is good. It's just the players are not executing. You know what I'm saying? The players are not in the right places. The players are not diagnosing plays well enough to make sure that something is done. You know what I'm saying? The defensive line, not only does Cole Holcomb need to get that tackle, he overruns the play because it kind of like a cutback. So he's running like this and then cuts back, and Deron Payne could have got that. That's his thing. It was a one-on-one block. He gets off of that, makes a tackle, and that's not a 30-yard game, 20, 30-yard game. Instead, Derek Forrest is 20 yards down the field. He has to make a tackle. We get a better pass rush, and Jared Goff is not looking like Tom Brady. Yeah, it's just all around just could have been better. You know what I'm saying? It was good and bad. The linebackers, it's really been crazy. It's like Cole Holcomb has disappeared, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I see him on the field, but after the snap, I don't know where he's at. Like I don't see. I might be tripping, like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't watch all 22s. I don't, like, I watch the game copy, but I've watched enough football to see, you know, um, good football. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's still kind of difficult. Like, even if you're watching all 22s, you have to rewatch it to get the whole scope of things. But it's like Cole Holcomb don't be here. Like it's like you see him during the snap, and when the snap is like, once the ball snap, he's gone. And I kind of be just looking for Jamin Davis. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he's like shrunk in this role that he stepped into or what, but it's like it's been really kind of weird. Like the only player that we talk about linebacker wise is Jamin Davis or David Mayo. Um, it was weird. It was interesting that they started running the three-backer set this time around. I don't think it was effective. I don't think anything was really effective. I don't know why they tried to do that, especially like that third down. Like I guess they was thinking it was going to run, but it's just like, shoot, man. You got this one-on-one, you got this linebacker over this tight end. Why not throw this daggone ball? And I didn't. And even then, like when they did have that third down, I didn't think they was gonna run. I did think like, okay, it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, they might run, but I was like, why wouldn't they pass it? Why wouldn't that be a possibility? And then why would you have David Mayo out there? Like you act like David Mayo just stopping every run that ever has been, every time he's on the field has ever ran his direction. Like, come on now. Gotta do better, man. But as much as I was talking about Cole Holcomb, like I did see him, he had a pass breakup. But other than that, I don't be seeing him, and I feel like that's an issue. Like we need somebody, we need a couple of linebackers that can man the middle of the field. I feel that's where we get attacked the most, is in the middle of the field. We don't have Jamin Davis in the middle of the field, Roman, Cole Holcomb. I don't be seeing him like there. It's mainly like we sending cornerbacks and safeties in man, running them across the field to chase after these dudes that, yeah, they may or may not be faster than, but like, what I'm saying, if you're starting off backpedaling and the dude is already coming off the line at his full speed, it's gonna be kind of difficult that they're gonna run with him unless you just got some crazy like catch up speed, recovery speed, or just straight line speed. So that was just interesting, man. With the secondary, man, I don't, man. I feel like I gave William Jackson like more credit than he needed. We watching this stuff again. I'm like, bro, what are you looking at? Him and Benjamin St. Juste in that one play when I think Equanimeous St. Brown ran across, not the end around, but he ran across like all the way, and they were both on him. Like, I'm just like, why would y'all? I talked about that, but I'm like, why would you both guard one person? Somebody's gonna be missing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's running free. And I just feel like they was just confused on that. And then even like the end around, William Jackson, he's sitting there, and the wide receiver like comes in, and he doesn't even look like he's running a route. He looks like he's trying to block, but it's like kind of shadow blocking, like he's just standing there. And William Jackson's just like, and I'm like, bro, your job as the cornerback is to seal the edge, is to contain the edge. Anything that goes outside, you're supposed to send back in, not let it just go around you, and you just like, oh, I didn't know what happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. As much as I was excited about William Jackson, he has his struggles and stuff. Like I told you, he gonna do some dumb stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you just kind of roll with the punches. But it's just like, it's getting more and more prevalent especially now that our offense is somewhat good and we don't have as many holes on the offense, um, like besides the offensive line, that we're gonna need a couple like lockdown corners. Probably got one in Benjamin St. Juice, but we gonna need like a Derek Stingley or like a Sauce Gardner or somebody like that. You know, I would love that. I wanted us to get Derek Stingley, but the Texans was like, shoot, this dude, y'all think he injured, but we don't. We gonna get him. you know, and of course Sauce was gonna go, but yeah, man. The secondary was okay. Um, Kendall Fuller played good at times. Like he had a couple break back downs, and then it was sometimes where he just got cooked. Like he will get cooked. So you just have to take the good with the bad with them. Like you know what I'm saying. Every corner gets burnt, bro. No matter how good you are. But some more than others. And Kendall Fuller gets cooked a lot, but he also makes a lot of great plays. That one play where he broke the ball up, broke the ball out, down, or whatever, when across the middle of the field when the receiver caught it and he kind of like just reached back and knocked it out of his hand. That was amazing. That was some of the best cornerback play I've ever seen. Like, that's from him. I wouldn't say from ever because I've seen some great quarterback play, but yeah, that was a really good play. You know what I'm saying? I'm just ready to get Cam Curl back, man. I feel like the game might have been a little different. You know what I'm saying? That play with William Jackson getting mossed over by T.J. Hawkinson, that's not happening with Cam Curl. So I'm missing him, man. I'm ready for him to get back. I want them to play him and Derek Forrest to see how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Like you know what I'm saying with the defense. Yeah, man, it's just they just have to play better, more disciplined. We have a lot of young guys, bro. No, we don't really have a veteran presence outside of the D line. You know, the linebackers are young. Cole Hogan was like in his third or fourth, fifth year, and even then, this is like I wouldn't consider him so much of like a savvy veteran or something like that. I mean, he's had John Bostic, but that's John Bostic. Like you know what I'm saying. It wasn't like I don't think he played with London Fletcher. I don't think he did. And if he did, it was like his last year, and it's like that's not the same London Fletcher. But being with London Fletcher is not something like something just to bash your eye at, like and think it's nothing. But yeah, man. And then our secondary, bro, we don't have no veterans in our secondary. Like, okay, they year wise, they're veterans, but them dudes is not no veterans, bro. Like, not no experience. Like, I've seen all of these routes before. I've seen all of these quarterbacks. I've seen like our defense is so young and probably still immature, still like not grasping everything that these older veteran military disciplined guys are trying to tell them. And so like yeah, and we can't expect that. Oh yeah, like they have a military background. Like my family has a military background. My dad is in the military. Was in the military. My grandpa was in the military. I was in a military school. It's because you're in the military don't make you a wholly disciplined person. Like you know what I'm saying. Like sometimes like I would speak. I don't care that much for it. I mean, discipline is important, but I don't care that much for it. Like you know what I'm saying, or being, so rigid and whatnot. But I'm just saying, like just the perspective is just like sometimes that doesn't really mean much. You know what I'm saying? Because people are their own people. You know what I'm saying? Like they're humans. We're humans, and sometimes. Like, we have the ability of free will to express things, you know what I'm saying? But also, when you have a job, you have to follow those rules and regulations and standards that are set forth. So, that's another thing, too. But yeah, I've rambled enough with the defense. The offense, man, atrocious. I don't want to see that ever again, and there's no excuse. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't know. I don't care. You was tired, and the time zones was bad. You didn't expect that they was gonna do this and that, bro. I don't want to hear none of that, cause it's not like we just had, you know, one receiver out there and half a running back, whatever that means, and Alex Smith. Like, we have a whole different offense going, and we can't even muster a first down until the second quarter. It was so bad, and as much as people was ragging on Jack Del Rio, it's just like, Scott Turner was bad, and I'm not. I don't want I don't want Scott Turner fired, but somebody gotta hold him accountable for that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, we cannot start off like that ever. Like, it's not a successful way to be able to win games, man. Like, to be down 22, and even if we wasn't down 22, even down 14, even down 7, like, we can't like not score first downs. To get first downs until the second quarter, or just a whole quarter, and then expect that we gonna win a game. You know what I'm saying? Especially with a confident quarterback, a competent, offense and stuff like that. It's not looking good. The thing that's concerning me now with all these injuries now is, Ron Rivera expressed how important it was to start with the trenches, like, the offensive and defensive lines, to solidify them and then work around that and work, from the outside of it. But we have so many injuries now. It's just like, our trenches are affected. Our trenches is infiltrated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what like is going on? Where, like, literally insult to injury, a minute left in the game, Chase Roullier, was on the ground, holding his knee. And we have to figure out what's the next solution behind that. Darian Mathis is out. Daniel Wise has an ankle. Jonathan Allen is nursing a groin. Wes Schweitzer is nursing a hamstring. Trey Turner is still coming back from his quad. Andrew Norwell is banged up. Like, we're not healthy on both sides of the ball on the line, and that's concerning. Especially our D line is getting cooked in the run game. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm not trying to look too far ahead, because this is just the week 2 reflecting on that. I'm just trying to get back to that. Offensive line was terrible, especially the tackles. I don't know what was going on. It's crazy. So, like I said, the first number 1 overall pick went crazy on us, and now the number 2 overall pick went crazy on us in back-to-back weeks. And the man had a limp. By the end of the game, he needs some icy hot, and he's limping around. Still getting sacks. Still, he almost got 4 sacks. Like, it was a thing, he got real close to getting another sack. He had 3 sacks on us, man. And then the other dude went crazy on us, and we just letting them all pass, like, and it was crazy. And it was crazy because I said in my pregame how I wasn't worried about our offensive line. And then they went out there and it ended up being potentially like the worst group that played it last Sunday. I don't know what happened. I don't know if Vasco was just like, bro, y'all can take a break this game. This is just the Lions, or what. But it was terrible. I don't have no problems. Well, I was before I go there. Sorry. I was all like, oh, I'm not worried about the linebackers. I mean, the linebackers ain't do nothing crazy for real. I mean, they blitzed a lot. It was really aggressive, but in the second half, a lot of all that stuff calmed down, like a lot. You know, the defensive line still was still getting at us. But yeah, the interior of the um, defensive line didn't really do much as far as that, but against the run game and stuff, like they was pretty strong. We couldn't get nothing off on them, like I mean, besides running to the outside. But yeah, man, it was just bad all the way around that first half. I don't ever want to see that ever again. Ever again. Uh, the wide receivers didn't play bad. The second half. Um, Tight ends, Logan Thomas, man, it's so good to see him back, man. Such a sight for sore eyes to see him catch a touchdown, and so smooth too. Just you know what I'm saying. I'm just happy for him, bro. I'm really happy for him. I hope he stays healthy. I see that. You heard it. All right. So, another thing. Back-to-back weeks. Curtis Samuel scores a touchdown. The first touchdown for the Commanders. Back-to-back weeks. Jahan Dotson got 2 touchdowns already. 3 touchdowns already. And a 2-point conversion. And the first, was it a 2-point conversion? I think it was a 2-point conversion. They ran the similar play that they did in the first game. It was in a different variation. They basically did a play action to Gibby, I believe. And it was just a similar thing, but the last time they sent Curtis Samuel in motion. But I just thought it was like, that I like that play, until somebody able to stop it, keep doing it, you know what I'm saying, in different variations. They were further off the ball in their first game. This one, it was like, of course, right on it with the 2-point conversion. But, just real smooth, man. He's a smooth cat. I was wrong about him, like I told y'all. And I'm excited to see how he grows. I feel like the thing, you remember the whole consequential thing with Terry holding out for his contract. I feel like this has caused a kind of delay in integrating Terry into the offense heavily, which is stupid because we been had Terry and know who Terry is and how he goes. But I feel like by mid-season we should have him in there and just as productive as all the other receivers. Hopefully we can find a way to get Cam Sims and De'Ami Brown in too, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, but hopefully it's not injury and stuff like that. Yeah, I heard it. But yeah, Gibb played good for the most part. I mean, they couldn't do much, Gibb played straight, McKissick played straight. I can't give them for what they did, what I'm saying, it was okay. Yeah, man, I just don't understand that first half, bro. I feel like in general we came in flat, and I feel like we came in kind of big chested, like, oh, we finally have all the pieces, we're playing the Lions. I'm like, we're not worried about the Lions. And the Lions went ahead and bit our daggone hands off. And our ankles. They bit our ankles off. I don't got one little nub. And we didn't need to play around with them. They was not playing around with us. And Dan Campbell probably said that they gonna come in here thinking that they gonna beat us, and we about to show them something. And sure enough, they went crazy on us, and we got what we deserved with that, man. Cause I feel like we was just like, oh, You know, we beat them. We could be anybody, or they ain't nothing, and we shouldn't have underestimated them like that. I don't know what Ron was doing. I don't know if he ain't digging to them during halftime, but he should have digged into them in the first half, first quarter, because that was unacceptable. All of that was unacceptable, and we just sat there. It was just like no. Somebody be or tell you, fight them back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I mean, even the special teams was just bad. Like Catsker, Nate Catsker, whatever. What are you doing? Like, what is what is all this, like, you know what I'm saying? We were just bad on every level, and it was terrible, and I don't want to see it again. I can't say that that won't happen again this year. It's gonna be a rough year. I feel like a lot of the decisions may come back to bite us, because we definitely should have done better. I feel like this was a great offseason to pick up a lot of talent, not even just in the draft and just resting on that. Like, oh, we made such a great decision with the draft. We got seniors and people that's ready to play, and like bro, get talent, get people that are proven commodities that we know is gonna play. And I'm not just talking about in the draft. I'm talking about some ballers. Like, you know what I'm saying. We need playmakers. Like, you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, go to back to Benjamin St. Juste, bro. You have a pick in your hand and you can't even catch it. Like, just tuck the ball in. Like, good gracious. We have the most non-catchingest DBs and cornerbacks like that I've ever seen. They would easily get an interception like this. Have it for 5 seconds and just drop it. Like, bro. I don't even want to like get into that, but it's just a matter of, like, you can change momentum. That was if he would have got that pick, that would have changed the momentum so much for us, even more. Because I think we had already scored, and we were about to go score again. I mean, we could have made a stop and scored again or whatever, and, like, you know, got within another touchdown. I can't remember exactly when it was the pick, but if you make that, we're on their side of the field. We change field position and stuff, and we change the whole momentum of the game, and then we can ride that. We gotta take advantage of daggone momentum, and I don't think we know how to do that yet. Like I said, we're still a young team on both sides of the ball too. Probably the most veteran sides of the ball, like, you know, are the lines, like, you know, defensive and offensive line, and they're getting tested for real. So yeah, man, I just don't want to see this again, man. I really don't understand, and we gotta be just humble this year, man. Like, you know, we can't rest on the laurels or anything that has happened last year or last game or anything, man. We just have to just come in there, literally one play at a time. I can't even say one game at a time, one play at a time, and just go all out with some fire and some passion and some pride. Like, and not some, like, arrogant pride, just some, like, pride about, like, you know, wanting to make sure you push your best foot forward and leave everything out there, and not be like, oh, you know, looking back and be like, oh, I could have done this, like, you know, a little better and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, you know, it's plenty of football to be, you know, played. I didn't overreact. I feel like my video was exactly how a lot of fans feel. So, I don't regret that. I'm a lot calmer now. I feel like I'm not okay with the loss, so, like, you know, but it's like I can't go back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Only go forward. So, you know, yeah, man. It is what it is. Yeah, that's not what this video is about. It's about reflection. So, what have we learned? Is to never underestimate anyone, never look past anyone. Always keep contained. Don't guard the same person. If two people are guarding the same person, there's somebody else running along the middle of the field. It's going to be wide open. Learn how to not throw screens on third down. Try to get a first down, because if you get 10 first downs, you're going to score a touchdown. Because 10 times 10 is 100. And how many yards are on a football field? 100. Let me stop. But yeah, man, I'm just joking. Yeah, man, I don't know. I already expressed a lot of how I was feeling, like, at the post game. So it's not much reflection. It's just like, it is what it is. It's like, we have to do better. Like, it's no excuse. Execute better. And they know what they gotta do, and Ron know what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, it turns around for them. I hope it really clicks for the defensive guys. The offense, they don't have any excuse. It's not like they're just making mistakes as far as like, just lapse in judgment and stuff. They just need to play better, like, all around, like, and we just like and execute and be aggressive and get these first downs and touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. But yeah, man. Saturday, I'm going to be traveling. I believe I'm going to be traveling. So I'm still gonna make sure I have this video. I'm gonna have the pre-game thoughts for this upcoming Week 3 Eagles game. And other than that, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. You know what I'm saying? Until next time, it's your boy Mambo. It is the Big Dog Command Room. And until next time, peace, love, and hair grease.